About 30 days ago, my coach, mentor, Ben Beta, passed away, and it took a pretty big hit on me. And to be honest, it sort of had a pivotal moment in my life. After hearing the news and trying to process everything, it felt weird because I wasn't the closest to Ben. I wasn't that guy that was like, yeah, I'm bros with Ben. Like, Ben's my boy. Like, I could probably say that, but I never even met the guy. I never met the guy, but I saw enough virtual presence of him online. I joined his program, Artisan Lab, and I learned so much from him, and I spoke to him a couple of times on Zoom calls. And that was enough for me to understand what type of person he was. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is the aftermath that played out, which I don't think many people have yet processed enough of. When you leave this earth in any way, shape, sense, feel, or form, there are two choices that you can make. There's like two different perceptions of you that could possibly exist, and one is favored more than the other. One is going to be that you're looked as a guy that helped people, that changed people's lives, and left good on this earth. And there's going to be that other side that's like, okay, he was a trash person anyway. And for Ben Beta, it's very clear that he was the first. He was the first example of the type of person he was. He was the type of person that helped people even though he didn't have to. He was the type of person to remember who you are even though he didn't have to. He was the type of person to go out of his way to fix your problems even though he didn't have to. And what I'm trying to say is that you have a choice. You have a choice on this earth to either do the things that are completely selfish and in zero consideration of other people, or you do things that still benefits you in a humble enough way that doesn't hurt other people. Matter of fact, you should do things for other people more than you should do things for yourself, to a certain extent. I'm not saying completely switch up your life for a life that someone else wants for you. I'm saying that live your life, but put others above you. Because putting others above you puts an image of yourself of this person is one that actually cares about the people around him. This person has heart. This person has integrity. This person has something more than just making money, creating success. He wants to change people's lives more than he wants to change his own life, because in real, true, raw terms, changing other people's lives is one of the best ways of changing your life. Because even if one person came to you and said, hey, you helped me out with so-and-so problem after watching that one YouTube video of yours, thank you so much. I love your content. Messages like this that I personally get every now and then make my entire week. And that's not because I'm trying to glaze myself. I don't need other people's approval for me to continue living the life that I want to live. But when people send me messages like this, it just means that I've helped people in a way that I didn't think I could help. And that itself helps me get a better understanding of my vision moving forward, my next steps. Because if I get one message saying that I just helped someone with so-and-so problem, I'll make 10 more videos addressing that problem as well as a few more things around that problem. Now, this is just a very small example, but when you start to change people's lives, people will start recognizing you. And that's as simple as that. And when people start recognizing you, people in that entire industry will start hearing about you, about your name, what you do, how you provide value, and how you change people's lives. And you soon enough become an expert in one or more fields in that industry. And that's what exactly Ben Beta had done. He made a name for himself of having his marketing agency for info products for online coaches, which was very successful, but also teaching other people how to do the exact same thing through his coaching program, Artisan Lab, which I had joined over a year ago, probably almost 2 years ago now. So when he passed away, people only and only and only had good things to say about him. And the more tweets I read, the more videos I watched, the more chat screenshots I saw, I was fully convinced that, okay, this guy was truly someone that meant a lot to so many people, but only so many people knew of him. It's really bizarre because it seems like he wasn't that big of a person, but his impact was big enough for news pages online to be posting about him. That's the type of person he was, and that's the type of person you can be when your final days arrive. I don't want this video to be you thinking about, oh, what if I die today? What if I die tomorrow? That's not the point of this video. The whole point of this video is, what sort of impact do you want to leave on this earth? And then this brought up another perspective for me of someone can pass away from this earth, leave this earth so tragically in the most unfortunate circumstances where they don't deserve to leave just yet. The nicest people, the people that changed lives, helped people, had great intentions, pure intentions, and lived life to the fullest and was a man of their word, they don't deserve to just pass away like that at such a young age. And so this perception was, what's the point of working so hard when everything can just be taken away from you in a second? The penthouse, the nice car, the nice lifestyle, all the money you have. But once you're off this planet of Earth, that's a bit harsh, but what happens? Well, a couple of weeks go by, your friends, your family, they all mourn about you, and they miss you very, very, very much, and they probably still will and always will. But what happens after that? Life continues, right? And so I was really thinking about this. Is it even worth working so hard, trying to build all this success, all this wealth, my entire empire, when I might die any second, and whenever I do, everything just gets distributed to the people that I love, or I don't know what happens to it, but it just vanishes. Like I'm not gonna take all of my assets and liabilities with me, all my money with me once I pass away. It's gonna remain on this earth, and I won't be on this earth anymore. So what's the point of working so hard? That's one perspective. Now, the second perspective of this was, well, okay, you're one living being that is purely thinking about yourself from that one perspective I just talked about. Like, sure, maybe your assets and your finances will get distributed for your loved ones, and sure, you probably help them, right? Like, technically speaking, you've helped people by distributing your assets and the empire you've built and left behind. But the second perspective is the one that you really need to think about and take notes on, and try to adapt this same sort of mindset. Because if Ben Beta didn't work as hard as he did, if he didn't care about the people as much as he did, if he didn't truly want to change this world and change this industry, make a name for himself, but make people rich while also getting rich, well then, no one would have actually even spoken about him when he passed away. He would have just been one amongst the many, one amongst the billions of people on this earth, just unrecognized, because thousands of people die every single day across the earth, and he would have just been one of them. Not spoken about, not heard of, just passed away. He's just a statistic. But he wasn't that. He wasn't that because he cared about impact. He left a legacy behind for people to then continue. I mean, I have not heard of anyone that's recently passed away where their close friends, and not even close friends, but just other people in the same online money space, have contributed a clipping campaign spending tens of thousands of dollars every single month to continue Ben Beta's legacy. I have not seen anyone do this for anyone that is no longer on this planet but Ben Beta. But Ben Beta, because he's the type of guy that inspired people. He changed people's lives. He's made his own wealth and helped other people build their own wealth as well. He left an impact on this world, and that's why he works so hard. So you don't work hard for yourself. You work hard for what you're going to leave behind on this earth. At the end of the day, what is the point of just making yourself successful and rich and then just leaving this earth as one person with one impact on just your life? Wouldn't you much rather build your own success, you create your own wealth, but you also help every single person that you can around you? Because then when you pass away, your name still lives. Your legacy is still continued on this earth. People will make movies about you. People will make documentaries about you. And your values, your priorities, your approach of life, your perception of certain different things is forever going to live. Forever, ever, and ever going to live. So you have to make a choice of what type of person you want to be. You can either just be the guy that only cares about himself, which there is no issue about, like whatsoever. If you just want to care about yourself and work in silence and not be known or anything, completely fine. It is a choice. But if you're contemplating, what's the point of working so hard if nothing really matters? Well, this video should have clarified all of that for you. I miss Ben very much, and it feels odd since I'd never met the guy. But I saw enough of him, heard enough of him, spoke enough with him to know that he was indeed someone that was too young to die. Too young to die, and I feel very, very sorry for the true close ones that are still very much affected by his passing away. Exceptionally brave people to be able to talk about it online on social media, because I know for a fact that once they stop recording these videos, they're 100% hurting a lot. So I pray very much. I hope everyone that was close to Ben is doing better than what they were a week ago yesterday, and to continue being strong. Continue being strong, because Ben would have wanted this from us. To continue living our lives, to not have any regrets, to do the things that seems right to you. Because people might tell you to do different things in their own perspective, reasoning, understanding, but end of the day, you might have that one perception that's like, no one's ever talked about this, no one's ever thought that way, why are you thinking that way? If it makes sense to you, you do it. You live the life you want to live. And your life will change every single day. You will get opened up to so many different things, so many different possibilities, so many different ideas, so many different hurdles to jump over. But end of the day, it's your life. And so live yours, because if not now, when? And I want to end this video with a little personal example of me and Ben, because I remember texting him on the private coaching program saying, hey, I just bought my first car, a Volkswagen T-Cross. I sent a picture of me from the steering wheel at the dealership, and he was like, OMG, congrats, dude. And I said SVJ next. And when I do get an SVJ, I think for a fact that I will not forget how I got there and why I got there. And I think it's fair enough to say that a lot of my success has come from Ben Beta. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I would say the same thing probably until the day I die. So we miss you, Ben. Love you. And I hope that you know that we're all continuing your name in positive terms, and your legacy will always continue. And I spoke to someone very close to Ben after his passing away, and I thought I was just a random person to Ben, but I still wanted to reach out with something. And this person responded back to me and said that I wasn't a random person to Ben, and that she remembered a certain instance where Ben was with her and he was like, oh my God, someone just made a TikTok about me and I just saw it. And apparently he was really happy to see that I made a positive TikTok video about him and joining his coaching program. And when I like when I read that, I just felt like, oh my God, okay, he actually still remembered who I was. He came across a random TikTok video of me, which I remember I did post, and he responded to it, he commented on it, and he actually spoke about it to other people. And that itself was like, okay, this guy, he had no reason, no need to be able to, or to even want to remember certain people or to be this excited. But the fact that one lousy TikTok of mine made his day on that day enough for him to put a smile on his face that day, that makes me happy and fulfills me enough that it is so worth spreading positive energy, positive vibes, not having any issues with other people because life is way too short. And if not now, when?